Show us your tips. Daggy and Beaver with you for midweek racing time. Warwick Farm and Sandown to look at. How'd the weekend treat you, though? Very quickly, Beaver?
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad, mate. Some tough fields we thought, but I think we got enough winners there to probably finish ahead on the day.
Yeah, a couple of nice price ones we found. Sunsource earlier and Nemeth, which you could have got nearly 30 to 1 when we mentioned it on the show Friday. Was nice. A couple of unlucky runners later in the day as well, but all in all, it turned out more profitable than I thought, so take that.
It's the way to do it.
Let's have a look at Warwick Farm, though, where we're at on a good track. Good track, the rail true, probably up on the pace and slightly off the rail, the place to be, but we kick off with a 1,300-metre maiden to start the day. Anything caught your eye here?
Nothing really caught my eye here. Thought it was a pretty average race to open the card. Probably just looking to the first starters from the Waller stable or the Ma Eustace stable. They're number 7 and 11, Preferral and Princess Raaya, if I was going to have a bet.
Yep. I was the same. I couldn't find anything to excite me about either of the Waller runners. One's been scratched, I think. So at the price, Princess Raaya, which is still an each-way price, I think it's a nice bet here that has hit the line nicely in each trial. Right draw to come down the outside, and this is a very average maiden. I thought the main danger was Crafty Eagle, who's had the run, missed the start there, but ran home well, and the trial was fine. Didn't have me necessarily doing cartwheels, but fine for a race like this. The second is a benchmark 68 over the mile, where I'm going to stick with Saturn Star. It has had 2 months off, but I think it's a proper Saturday horse here. Nice debut win. The format of that was good. Gets complete control of this race. And Tim Clark on a Waterhouse lead is going to be hard to beat. And I've just noticed it's drift today, getting around $2.80 at the moment. But pretty comfy with that. I think this is a nice horse, Beaver.
Yeah, I thought there's a handy enough race with a few chances in this. I thought Saturn Star looked the obvious choice and hardest to beat, but I thought Green Shadows run last start was pretty good. It only finished 5th, but got way out of its ground and was probably hitting the line the best of them. So I think it can run well now out to the 1,600, so main danger.
The third is a benchmark 68,000-metre race. It's actually good. Some of these lower benchmark races are actually pretty good little races throughout the card, both here and Sandown. But what have you made of this?
Yeah, no, I thought the same as you. This is a handy little race with some good chances in this. I've gone for Shadow Vampire. I thought the last 2 wins are good. 2 starts back beat the Merc, and last start I couldn't have been more impressive at Hawkesbury. Just sat off the pace and just went bang and put them away easy. $5, I thought it presented decent value.
Look, I'm convinced Brudenell's a good horse. It's only a baby. I think it's only a young 3-year-old, but it did a lot wrong on debut and won. Came to town, then trialled really well again after a bit of a break, hopefully a bit more mature. I think it's going to run well here. I agree with everything you said about Shadow Vampire. Probably on paper top pick. Quick backup off a big win last time, and as you said, beat Merc last time they met. So they were the 2 I'm looking to play. Obviously, you've got to be scared of the Waller horse coming back from the carnival to a midweek race on a dry track, but I think they're both up-and-comers in a good race. I think this race we can follow for the next few weeks. The fourth is the staying race, 2,400-metre benchmark 72. This is not a good race. This is an average race, and I was left by default with Highland Rocker, the only horse coming off a 2,400-metre metro run. Before that, Chase Rondino as well, so all the form is better than what it's up against. Going okay. Do I want to charge in at $2.60? No, but probably the obvious here. All I got to say,
race.
Yeah, awful race. Good luck to Steve Chester, one of the owners in Daysan. Good friend of the show. But yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, awful race here. If I was having a pick, third up, Awesome Wonder. I think he can improve out to the 2,400, and I thought it was just slightly better odds than the fave.
The fifth is the 1,100-metre benchmark 64. Yeah, again, not a race you want to be doing cartwheels into, but anything you like.
Clear on topper here for me, number 5, Vindication. 2 runs back this spell have been really close seconds behind Starberetta and Excelidus. I think both those horses are going okay, and I think it gets the chance to break through here.
Yeah, agree. All that form looks pretty good now. I know it's coming from Hawkesbury, but does look good after Starbreeders win on the weekend. On top for me as well, from Fielding, who is resuming in town with no trials, but did some nice stuff last time and looks the obvious danger to me. The 6th is another 1100 metre 64, where I'm going to stick with the blue colours here, Vientiane. It was a nice debut win, looked like a classy horse winning on debut. Had issues next time when it started favourite in town. It was on a heavy 10. But a typical Godolphin trial since, I think, has it ready to go here. I think it's better than this grade. I think it's going to run well. It's really the only horse I was ended up wanting to talk about. So anything you like?
Yeah, I was pretty similar. Once the 2 scratchings of Glacier Queen and Lavero come out, this looks all set up now for the favourite and main danger, if any, number 14, Sinaloa.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was a bit disappointing, Sinaloa, after it copped that bump, but did have a bump to contend with there up the straight. We finished the day with a 1,300 metre benchmark 64 in a record look through Warwick Farm today. What do you like here?
Again, this is a pretty open affair. I thought it was pretty hard to go past Jamison Hart, I thought. Yep. Ran second behind Kamagui, one prior start to that at Goulburn. Gate 13 with the 61.5 is a slight concern, but does come in a few barriers with some scratching. So I couldn't find anything to beat it. I wanted to, but looks to have the form on the board.
Yeah, I was the same. I sort of reluctantly found it, but right lead up probably. Kamagui ran all right on the weekend. J-Mac, and not a great deal after scratchings left to talk about. I had, as a value option there, Barron off the breakthrough win. Thought it's going pretty well, but yeah, on top here in May, we'll get heavily back depending how this track starts to play. You got a best in value, Beaver, there.
Yep. My best bet comes up in race 5, number 5, Vindication. I think it'd be the hardest to beat. And my value bet comes up in race 3, number 3, Shadow of Empire.
Lovely. I'm going to make race 2, number 3, Saturn Star my best. And my value, race 1, into the first starter, Princess Raaya. That's a weak maiden, can run well. We head down to Sandown. First of all, I've got to quickly plug progetracing.com.au. Of course, sign up for their mailing list to get our tips straight to your inbox every Friday night, as well as check in there regularly. We've got 2 articles a week of the provincial races, as well as 2 shows a week, so check that out. And, of course, like and subscribe and do all that good stuff on YouTube. Sandown, though, however, the rail moves to the 3 metre mark on a soft track. Apparently a little bit of rain around later, but I've given up worrying about the Weather Bureau down in Melbourne. I think they've got one right in the last 3 months. So we kick off with potentially on pace is what we're looking for. First is a 1,200 metre maiden, where I think we're going to see a nice horse step out. You don't see him trial too much better than Mugen. All 3 trials have been fantastic. Gaps in 2 of them. Looks a really nice horse and can sit where it wants and probably win as it likes in this race, Beaver.
I think you're spot on there, mate. And looks one to get us off to a flyer at Sandown.
For a lower benchmark card, there's some quite good. I think there's a lot of lightly raced horses that have talent on this card and some good races.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, and I think we can find some winners here today.
For sure. The second is Class 1 over the mile. Anything you like here?
Yeah, probably not one of the better races on the card, but I went for number 2, Emerald Jack. I thought its win last start was pretty good. In a strong enough maiden, it's Pakenham, sat just off the pace and finished the best of them, and was quite tidy first up behind Sheer Class, who goes okay. So I thought it could run well in a pretty open affair.
I've ended up settling on the favourite, probably a bit short because there's 5 horses here coming off last start wins, and they're all pretty good wins. But Inside Gate dropping back from a benchmark 70 to essentially close to a 60 here. You mentioned Emerald Jack. That was a very nice win. But so was El Kabong. So was a couple of others. But I'm going with the mark. I think Inside Gate gets control for Jamie Carr. Any idea who Robbie Downey is?
Never heard of him.
Didn't he play Iron Man?
I thought he was an actor.
So anyway.
Hope he's not acting on this one.
Oh, no. Anyway, the third is a benchmark 70, 1,400 metres. Anything here for you?
Yeah, I like the favourite here. So you see from the Moroni stable. Look, I think this comes back in a bit of class here. Its last start was in a Group 1. We're only finished 4 lengths off them at Morphettville. Mind you, over the 2,000. I think it's ready to run well here, fresh. And as we know, back in the last prep, ran 4th behind Barbreda, only beaten a length in a Group 2 over 1,600. This looks pretty hard to beat, I think.
Agree, and you can tick the trial box too. I thought the trials were nice here. I think this is and gets Blake Shin. So what more can you want? This will be one of those sort of horses that went out to a staying trip, I think, to try and get some black type, and now they'll keep it a bit shorter, and I think it's going to run well here. So you see is what we're talking about. The 1,500 metre benchmark 64 is up next, which is a race where I have lost my tip here in St. Lawrence. So I don't really have a lot to talk about. Anything left for you?
No, I lost my tip as well, but I think I Am News looks the next best bet on in this race. It ran second behind El Redondo at Pakenham. El Redondo came out and won again after that. It's going well. I think he can run well. Gets his chance today.
Yep, well done on finding it too. You're pretty keen on El Redondo, and that was a nice watch on Saturday afternoon. Well done, Beaver.
Yeah, good value.
The fifth is a 1,200 metre, 64 again. A race full of last start winners. I think all of them have some upside here, so I actually couldn't really find one I wanted to single out. Did you have anything here?
Yeah, I think you're right. They all seem to have a bit of upside here. I went for corner off from the Alexander stable. I liked the way it won at Pakenham. I thought that, put a space in and sprinted away quite nicely, and I've got it on top.
Yeah, I can't split those top three, so I'll watch and learn. I think all of them will win races in the next couple of weeks, so
I agree.
Watch and learn.
Follow them all.
The race 6 is a 1,200 metre benchmark 64 again. What have I done here? I like the debut of Vermentino. Gets inside gate here for Mellum. It's going to roll forward along the pace, assuming that's a place to be, and hopefully be too speedy again. I like that it's lobbed into this race and gives me something to single out. Anything else you want to talk about? No, not really. Kato will run well and has trialled well for this, but no, Vermentino might have, again, another horse with upside on the card.
I think so. I think the one start, one win, put it out for a spell, and they've brought it back here. The one gate doesn't look a problem, and again, jumps probably goes to the lead, and if any favours on pace and on the rail is there, going to prove super hard to catch. Mariu's the stable, clear on top of for me.
Beautiful. The staying race on the card is a benchmark 70 over the 2,100 metres. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, interesting race. Hard to go past with Saka. I thought last start was pretty good. Controlled it up front at Moonee Valley and put a space in horses. And the third favourite here, Thought Provoking, was the horse it beat. Can't see it beating it. Likes to sting out of the ground. Stepping back up to 2,100 here shouldn't be a problem. And it's fit enough and ready to run well again. 3 kilo claim. Gets in okay.
I'm going to make a case for Thought Provoking, only because it had to sit outside Wasaka at the Valley that day, or that night, and ran okay. Wasaka did prove a bit stronger later. Then went to a Group 1, went to the Matriarch and sat outside lead again there. And it was beating the gap, but now comes back, gets an inside gate where I think it's going to lead under Jamie Carr. And I think it's going to give you a nice sight. I am obviously scared of Wasaka, and I think you'll get to a stage where you can potentially back both here, but they're the key for me. And that's why I'm going to play the race. You're going to give one last crack at Thought Provoking with the switcher gates and Jamie Carr going on there at the each way price.
Yeah, I thought Wasaka gets 2 kilo benefit from beating it by 2.5 kilos. So it'll have to really turn it around for me.
Yeah, fair call. Is Jamie Carr 2 kilos better than Laura Lafferty?
Probably.
Yeah. Swings and roundabouts. 1,400 metre benchmark 70 wraps us up. We're at $7 a field, and as such, I have no idea. I tried. I might have something on where is it? On Dublin Journal. under Laura Lafferty. Just the international starting here trial was fine. Looks like a bit of a pit pony, but in a race with no idea, I might have a little throw at the dartboard at 20-1 on the Australian first starter. But no real other opinion. I'm waiting for Sharp Response to do something, but it's now been a while. Anything for you, Beaver?
Yeah, no, not a lot here for me. I thought maybe Lena's Legend third up could improve here after racing in some decent races. 2 starts back when it resumed. Ran 2 lengths behind Mink's Moment, who came out and won the good race at WA on the weekend. So
I wasn't watching, but it was $10 on the weekend. I couldn't believe it.
I know. Same.
Anyway.
So it's got form behind it, which I think lines up pretty good here and gets a 2 kilo claim. So maybe it's the value bet there.
Lovely. What is your value bet on the card for progroupracing.com.au and a best?
Yeah, I'm going to make it my value race 8, number 3, Lena's Legend, about the $8 mark. I think it can run well. And my best bet comes up in the first, race 1, number 2.
Yeah, I've lost St Lawrence, so I'm going to make Mugen race 1, number 2, my best as well. I think it's a nice horse. And I'll make my value race 7, number 5, Thought Provoking. Anything up in Queensland? I have not even looked.
Yeah, got a few up in Doomben for us, mate. Fairly confident there today. Hopefully that's a good thing. Race 2, number 5, Primal Lockdown. I think it can run super well. Race 4, number 4, Antino. You can back up onto it. Will run well. Then later in the day, we have got race 7, number 2, The Party Gal. I think that can provide a bit of value. And then in the last, race 8, number 9, Zaba Boom.
Ooh, good betting day up there, Beaver.
Hopefully.
Good stuff, mate. I'll let you get back to whatever medical procedure you're lining up for there, but it will... And I'll see you Friday afternoon.
Lobotomy on you, mate.
Trying to forget, eh? I will see you Friday for Zipping Classic Day, and we're back to Rose Hill, so back to some normality as we head into summer, which is nice. Back to our comfort zone. Good betting punters, and we'll chat very soon. Catch you guys.